here. Welcome to the Business Reinvention Workshop. So this is a signature workshop, guys, that I host a few times a year. And in this workshop, I really walk you guys through the steps I took to reinvent myself numerous times and bring myself to launching different businesses, changing up what I was doing, really tapping into my soul and showing up for myself in a way that has changed the trajectory of my life and my business. So as you come on, drop me hello in the chat. If you are watching this live on another channel, please say hello and let me know where you're watching from. This is a 3-day workshop. Each day is going to be about 30 to 45 minutes. I'm going to be dropping huge value bombs and massive takeaways. If you haven't done so already, if you register for this workshop, there is a workbook which will help you really work through and dissect all the things I'm going to be talking about. Now, being that I do really honor my intuition and the downloads I get from spirit and the universe, and I'm very connected to my inner guidance, I do not follow the workbook step by step. That is more for you to really do your homework and take that time to really pluck out the things to get clarity on where and what you're looking to do. Every single one of you, you're all amazing, beautiful, powerful women that register for this workshop. There's hundreds of you, are unique in your own way. You either have a gift, a spiritual gift, experience, a skill, a life skill, something you went through in your life, a corporate job you may have had, something that you now may want to repackage and bring to the world. Earlier in this video, I had a loop of a lot of my clients who have worked with me explaining the massive transformations and results that they have gotten working through my programs, right? It's all about reinvention, reconnection, tapping into our souls, and moving forward to be the best version of ourselves at this season of our life, right? Now, for those of you that know me, this may bore you, but for those of you that don't, I just want to reintroduce myself. I am a 38-year entrepreneur. I started out as a salon owner at 19 years old. I've owned over 11 brick-and-mortar practices, 2 online coaching, consulting, and education businesses, and 2 beauty brands. So I've been around the block in different ways. Also, I've hit rock bottom. I've lost everything. I've gone bankrupt. Had a terrible divorce. I raised 2 children on my own as a single mom, and I've rebuilt myself, right? So in this journey, I decided to start really sharing because so many women were always like, can I pick your brain? How did you do this? How did you do that? And this is how the reinvention program was born. So the first thing I want you guys to do is I want you to put your feet on the ground and sit comfortably. And I want you to just shake out your body a little bit, like just shake out your legs and your arms and just kind of feel into your humanness. I'm going to mention this many times in this journey. I personally believe that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And in your humanness, we can become very tight, tense, control freaks. Our egos take over and make us think all this crazy shit. So the first thing I want to do today is I want you to shake everything out, put your feet on the ground, and I want you to join me in taking a really deep, beautiful breath. Ready? Another one. And I want you to just let go. Imagine a shower of healing light enveloping you, hugging you, soothing you, and bringing you to a place of peace and gratitude and wholeness. So, what I'm going to be teaching you in the next 3 days is business, it's self love, it's tapping into your inner knowing to make better decisions. I personally believe that without the energy and without your spiritual guidance and your soul and us tapping into the greatness that is available to us from the divine, we can't really show up in our life purpose and do and be of service and be successful and wealthy as we are able to. So I believe we are all perfect. I believe we are all worthy. And I believe that every single one of us has come into this human experience to do something great, right? So today, you registered for this workshop to learn how to reinvent yourself. Maybe you take your business online, maybe switch out what you're doing, maybe tap into and finally launch that healing practice, that consulting business, right? That business that you've been craving to digitize and create wealth for yourself, create freedom. But more than that, the wealth comes with the impact you're going to have on the world, the lives you're going to touch with your brilliance, your experience, your gifts. So I went from being a hairdresser, which I still technically am a hairdresser. I technically still own a salon, but I took my gifts and I packaged them up and created an amazing online business that impacts thousands of women globally a year, right? And you can do this too, no matter what type of practice you're in now, no matter where you are in your career. If you're a high performer and you know you're meant for more, this workshop is for you. So let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about is clarity, right? If we can't get crystal clear on where we're going, what we really want, what that looks like, we're not going to be able to move on to anything else. So clarity means I want you to really be honest with yourself and jot this down either in your workbook that you should have downloaded. You must have got that you got in the email, or it's also on the top in the featured section of the group. You can download it there. And if not, just drop something in the messages and someone from my team will send over that workbook to you. The first thing I want you to really tap into is yourself. I want you to be really honest with yourself and say, what makes me feel good? What do I love more than anything? Write that down right now. Now, if you're already in a business, so I'll give you an example. I know one of my dear clients, Michelina, she owned 2 spas. And while she loved her business and she did it for over 20 years, she knew she was meant for more. So she wanted to have another branch of business. She wanted to have more independence. She didn't want to be chained to her brick and mortar anymore. So with her, she knew that she loved helping women that were in the process of getting divorced. And from what she went through, her experiences, the lessons she had become really an expert. Because what it takes you to be an expert in anything is you need to be 2 to 3 steps ahead of the person you're helping, which is your ideal client, which we'll get to tomorrow. So getting clarity means, what are your gifts? I want you to write down, what are your gifts? Are you intuitive? Do you read cards? Are you a nutritionist? Do you have a power to motivate people? Do you help people with their confidence? Do people always call you for financial advice? Like, what are your superpowers? And what does everybody always pick your brain about? Like when that phone rings, do you get a text message? What are the things that people always pick your brain about and reach out to you about. These are how we start getting clarity on what does our new branch of business really look like right now. So I'm really talking about creating a coaching, consulting, mentoring, or online education business with your experience, brilliance, and know-how. So by packaging this up, you have a list of stuff, right? So I'm multi-passionate. I'm going to give you an example. I'm multi-passionate. I can do your hair. I can color your hair amazing. I can cook you a meal that will knock your socks off. I can paint, paint anything that's not moving, anything. I'm very multi-passionate, right? I can teach you how to start a business. I can teach you how to tap into your intuition. The list goes on and on. So when I started my online business, I had to really deep dive in and say, what are the things that people are constantly picking my brain about? And what I got was business acumen, constantly picking my brain about business, marketing, growing my business, how I got started, how I launched so many different companies, how I restarted my life, right? After losing everything. And they wanted to know the inner game. How did I develop such emotional self-mastery? How did I learn to love myself so much and show up in a place of truly not being afraid anymore to step into my power and be the amazing woman that I am, just like you? So that being said, after you write this list of what people pick your brain about, I can feel right now intuitively that there's resistance because you're like, oh, but who's going to pay me for that? I mean, anybody could do that. I'd love to know um, what, you're probably wondering what happened, what makes me valuable? Like, is someone really going to pay me for that? This is where we need to do the inner work. And it means tapping back into, yes, you are worthy. Yes, someone's going to pay you for your brilliance because you're worthy of changing their lives. So the second thing I want you to write down is, what is the belief that someone fed you that is stopping you from taking action, right? What is the belief? Now, some people might say, well, mine's not a belief, mine is financial. What's stopping me is I don't have the funds to I don't have the funds to start a business right now, or I don't have the funds to expand a business. So putting financials aside, because really everyone who signed up for this, you are already established, you're high performers. Most of you are in a financial place to invest and grow a new branch business. And for those of you that are not, that's okay. I want you to focus on the belief. What is the belief that is keeping you stuck right now? Whose story is it? Who fed you the story that the type of brilliance you want to bring online and create a business is not something viable, or no one's going to pay for that? So I want you to write that down. Where is there a belief keeping you stuck that keeps you afraid of taking that next step? The next thing I want you to write down is, what do you desire? Now pay attention to this. This is not what you need. This is, what do you desire? And in writing down what you desire, this is a game changer, because desire is not need. So need and desire are two totally different things. You need to eat, you need water, you need shelter. But what do you truly desire? I desire my Louis Vuitton bag. I don't need it, but I desire it. I desire to be floating in the Mediterranean in the summer at my home. I don't really need it, but that's what I desire. I desire to make massive amounts of money and have impact and help people. I don't need it. I desire that. So really evaluate and be mindful of your beliefs that could be keeping you in resistance because of what you've been programmed to believe, meaning you don't really need that. You have a decent job. You don't really need that. You're okay. I mean, why do you need to start a new branch of business? It's not something you need, it's something you desire. So business growth happens in stages. And the first stage to reinventing yourself is being crystal clear with yourself. So, what are the things that people pick your brain about? What do you really love? I want you to be writing these down. What do you really love? What makes your heart sing? What gifts, what God-given gifts do you have that you're keeping to yourself? You know, maybe you're a reader, you do angel readings, maybe you're an amazing nutritionist that just has this specific way of helping people with Hashimoto's. I mean, that's something I'm always looking for, right? Maybe you are like one of my clients, Lori. She was a speech pathologist who had a daughter that had ADHD, and she had to learn how to help her daughter get through school, thrive. So she became an ADHD coach, even though she had a thriving brick-and-mortar business as a speech pathologist, right? Michelle has thriving Medi-spa practices, but her heart and soul and calling is to help women, you know, in other avenues of their lives. So there's so many different things that you could be tapping into right now. And I want you to write them all down. Now, I want you to write down, what is the why? Okay, so why do you want this business? Why do you want to reinvent yourself? I'll give you an example. Gina wanted to have freedom. She didn't want to be tied to her brick and mortar anymore. She wanted more money. She wanted to be able to go and travel with her husband in their RV. That was her why. She wanted to leave a legacy for her children. But the biggest why was she wanted freedom. Then we have Tara. Tara's why was she really wanted to impact and make a difference in the world. Tara was a medium, and she had a gift that she kept hidden for years. She came from corporate CEO. She was a top C-suite executive turned online mentor, sharing her medium skills. Then we have Shayna. Shayna was an attorney who wanted to share energetic teachings. So you see, everybody's so different. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on. But what matters is this: starting out with clarity. Step one, what are your superpowers? What do people pick your brain about? What do you do better than anyone else? Why do you want to do this? And what does this look like for you? This is the clarity part, right? The next thing I want you to think about is, who is this person you're helping? Now, I will share with you guys, it can't be generic, because in bringing your business online or creating a coaching, consulting, mentoring online course of any kind, the generic things don't do well, right? That's just like me saying, oh, I'm just going to help you grow your business. But it's so generic. Like, it could be, you know, I'm helping a multi-million-dollar company with marketing, or it could be I'm helping doctors with their systems. Like, it's too vague. So it has to be crystal clear, right? Like, my message is crystal clear. I help high performance women reinvent themselves and create online coaching, consulting, mentoring businesses while prioritizing their well-being. It's very crystal clear. Like, there's no deviation in it. So I want you to think clearly, who is this person that you're going to be helping, right? Are they women? Are they men? What's their profession? What's their lifestyle? Why do they need your help? Right? And as we're asking these questions, I want you to also write down, ultimately, what's the problem you solve? What is the urgent problem that you are solving for your ideal client, right? It can't be a generic problem. And the higher your price tag is going to be, we're not there yet. The higher your price tag is going to be, the more specific your problem has to be, right? It's not just like a generic thing. Just like if I'm going to go get a root canal, which I never would do, but I'm just making an example, or let's do heart surgery. I would not go to my GP down the street. I would go to the specialist who I know is specialized in that type of work, right? So the same thing with you. You're not going to want people to think you as a generalist, because a generalist online businesses, they always tank. The more specific you are, the more you're gonna be clear on the message. Because remember, guys, I have stats here. Even though, let me see, I'm reading this, I wrote them down this morning. Even though the online education business is, here's my paper, it has increased 900%. Okay, this is online education, meaning coaching, consulting, mentoring, online courses since 2020. It's projected to hit $325 billion by 2025. That's next year. So this is going nowhere, but what is happening, there's more noise than ever. So as you're packaging up your brilliance to create another branch of business or create that first branch of business that you're just launching, you're gonna want to really be crystal clear as to who you're speaking to. So I want you to write these things down. Who is this avatar? Who's this client? Where are they hanging out? Because then we're going to need to know, you're going to need to know when it's time to market, where are they hanging out? Are they hanging out on Facebook? Are they hanging out on LinkedIn? Are they hanging out on TikTok? Are they not on social media at all? So these are all things that have to be really clear before you start doing anything else. And a lot of times people want to put the cart before the horse. They want to jump to the end. It's not going to work. It's like building your house on a swamp. Your house is gonna sink. So let's really be honest with ourselves. And in creating the clarity of what this looks like in your business, your future business, the more honest and really drilled down you can be, the better the results are going to be. My client, Janice owned a jewelry store. Janice was, though, so obsessed with life coaching and helping people. She went back to school, became a certified life coach, and her specialty was helping women navigate through divorce. It wasn't her certification that made her successful. Janet had a gift, her intuition, and her own experience navigating her divorce. Her business is booming. Again, that clarity, she helps specific women with a specific problem get a specific result. So today I want you to do your homework and really drill in and get specific. And guys, if I can stress one thing, don't be afraid of who you're leaving out. Don't be afraid of saying, oh, but I want to help more people. The clearer you can get, the better your message is going to get. And we're going to work on that tomorrow. So here's sending you guys lots of love and light. I want you to drop the homework in the Facebook group in this thread that I'm going to create. Me and my team are going to review it. If you want to have feedback, please drop your homework below this video in the Facebook group. I am looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to be covering the messaging, how to curate the position of your business, and the next steps once you have clarity as to who you serve, what your superpowers are, and the solution you solve. So make sure you get really crystal clear on that today. If you have any questions, also drop them under this video. Me and my team will come on later to answer your questions live. If I don't get questions, I can't answer them. So drop them below or DM them if you want privacy. Guys, you're sending you lots of love and light. Day one of the Reinvention Formula Workshop is over. I can't wait to see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. I'll see you soon. Thanks for being here.